I prayed with a Muslim for the very first time in October of 2023, and exactly 3 months later, I took my Shahada and became a Muslim. Alhamdulillah. Assalamu alaikum. In this video, I'm going to tell you my experience praying with a Muslim and doing an Islamic prayer for the very first time. Now, how did I get to this point? How did I end up even being in a position where I was praying with Muslims? So from a young age, when I was 18 years old, I left my hometown and I started traveling the world to try to find something in life, find what I want to do, chase my dreams, start businesses. I started a business with a couple business partners, and there was 5 of us. One of these people was a Muslim, and he suggested in our group chat, because we were all remote, he said, "Hey guys, I'd love if we all met up. I'd love to meet you all in person." So we planned a trip in Turkey. We planned to all go to Turkey. Now, during this time, while this was all going on, I was also on my own little bit of a spiritual journey, so to say. I had been praying to I don't know what God, to I don't know who, but every so often I would pray at night to God, and I would pray that God would guide me. So I was going with the wind. I didn't really have any money. I couldn't really afford to go to Turkey. But I was like, you know what? I've been praying, I've been saying I'm just gonna live life, whatever comes at me, I'm gonna do it. So I told him, I was like, I would love to go. We should go. So we organized a Turkey trip. We all got there. He is the only Muslim. The rest of us are not Muslim. I didn't even think anything of it. When I met him in person for the first time, I had no associations with what Muslims were. I didn't know anything. Like, I'm telling you right now, I couldn't tell you a single thing about what Islam was. And when I saw this guy act, it was intriguing. He was very kind. He was always very happy. When I heard him talk to his mom on the phone, he was just such an amazing person. So it definitely intrigued me. Now, one day, we're sitting in the place that we had rented when we were living together for a month in Turkey. He goes, "Hey guys, if you don't want to, it's fine, but I would love to lead you all in an Islamic prayer." Now, one of our business partners had a little negative connotations. He's like, no, I don't want to do it. He's like, respect your beliefs, but I don't want to do it. Now, our CEO of the company, he's a very spiritual person. He's not religious, but he's always open to trying new things. He's like, yes, I'd love to do it. And same with me. I'm like, you know what? I'll experience it. So me and the CEO and this friend of ours, a business partner, he led us in Islamic prayer. Now, this was a beautiful, beautiful moment. I had never prayed any official style, never like a Christian. I was an atheist. I'd never done any structured prayer in my life. So this is the first time I've ever done structured prayer. And he led us through prayer and led us through sujood and everything. And I remember I'd put my head on the ground and I was thinking to myself, wow, I've been praying for guidance like 2 months ago to no random God, just to God in general. And now I'm with a Muslim and another non-religious person praying a prayer that I've never prayed. So I was intrigued, right? But nothing super special. Not like I was down in prayer and I had an epiphany moment as in, this is the truth. This is the religion. No, it was just this is very interesting. Now, where the story changes is when the prayer stopped and my friend stands up and he's crying, my Muslim friend. And he turns around and he says, "Guys, I just want you to know how much I love you and I pray for you and I pray for your guidance." And that moment, right after praying my first ever Islamic prayer, I saw a grown 25-year-old man cry in front of his business partners because getting to lead us in a prayer meant that much to him. It was that important to him. And I looked at the CEO of our company at the time. We kind of made this eye contact where we're like, wow, there's something here. And I thought in my subconscious, if this man is willing to be that vulnerable to cry in front of all of us after leading us in prayer, there has to be something here. There has to be something here. So after this now, I started to get kind of intrigued with the religion of Islam. I started asking my friend a bunch of questions. I would be like sitting there and I remember I'd be like, oh, what about this? What about that? And a couple days would go by when we're in Turkey and I'd ask him like, hey, are you gonna pray again? Like, can I join you in prayer? And I started to join my friend in prayer every so often, maybe once or twice a day. But I remember I started being excited for it. I'd be like, yo, can I join you? And that was the catalyst that started it all. I've got my full Revert story on my page of, like when I was living in Pakistan and everything, but that's where it started. Like, that's where the look into Islam started, was after praying my first ever Islamic prayer with the first ever Muslim that I've ever met in technically the first ever Muslim country that I've ever been in. And alhamdulillah, 2 years later, I'm incredibly blessed to get to be talking to you and sharing these stories. I hope that you enjoyed that story. It's a very short one. May Allah bless you. May Allah reward you. I hope you have a great rest of your day.